Company driver versus owner-operator. That's what we're going to talk about today in HowToTruckDriver101.com. Now, company drivers can make good money, but you have a limit because you're only going to make a certain percentage. The benefit of being a company driver is, one, you don't have to pay for truck repairs. Two, your downtime, depending on what kind of company you're at, is paid for. Three, your truck is, whether it's new or old, doesn't really matter because the upkeep and management of your truck is not up to you. You know, permits, fuel, all that crap is up to someone else. The problems with being a company driver is that if you're a company driver, you only make so much money. Your entire job is controlled by a dispatcher. You have no choice. Everything you do is what the company tells you to do, even if it costs you money. When your truck, when you're driving, like at certain companies, they might use computer logs. Well, if you're an owner-operator, they'll let you use paper logs. So if you go over your hours or you decide to do something that you want to do, they have no real care about it because as far as they're concerned, it's your world. You can do whatever you want. That's the way they look at it. Now let's look at the benefits of being an owner-operator. Benefits of being on operators, you can make as much money as you want if you find the right company and the right dispatchers. And you have full control. You can refuse loads at most companies when you're on operator. Not saying all of them, but most of them. Now, lease purchase programs are one way to be an owner operator, but they can be good and bad. I've talked to some guys who made it on lease purchase programs. I've talked to some guys who liked lease purchase programs. The guys who liked it tend to have very low home expenses. The guys who didn't like it tend to have very high home expenses. The one thing you got to do if you decide to become an owner operator, you've got to knock down your home bills as much as possible. And if you do not knock down your home bills as much as possible, you will lose money. I don't think being an owner operator is that risky. I talked to one guy who had a lease purchase program, and he told me that when he was in the lease purchase, things didn't work out for him. So he turned his truck in. They put a repossession on him, but they did not come back and get the money that he owed. They forgave all that. So it's not that big of a risk if you do a lease purchase. But you need to find out what the worst case scenario is at whatever company you're at. Now, the other benefits of being an owner operator is obviously it's the money because you're making $1 a mile. If you got a truck getting high mileage, you're going to get a lot of money. I mean, if I got a truck getting 8 miles to the gallon with the fuel surcharge, the way it works, because it works at about 6 miles to the gallon, I'm going to have the company paying me to put fuel in the truck. However, what if my truck is only getting 5 miles to the gallon? Well, now I'm losing more money because the fuel surcharge isn't paying for the extra expensive fuel. This is very important when you talk about fuel that's at $5, and $4 a gallon. So these things all have to come in account when you think about becoming an owner operator. The bottom line is, if you want to be an owner op, take a year, talk to lots of owner operators, and jump into the game. It's risky. It could fail or it could not fail. The only way to really learn about a truck is to get a lot of information from other people and then take all the information they gave you and then just go in it. Everything's a risk in life. Some guys make it the second time that they got a good lease truck. Some guys make it the third time they were owner operators. I talked to one guy at Warner, for example. We used to talk all the time. He used to tell me that he bought 3 lease trucks from Warner. The first one was great. The second one was great. The third one was crap. And what you'll find is when they change technology, that's when you get that crap truck. So he was struggling with that one. But eventually he got out of it. He learned his lesson. He took his lumps. When he got him another good truck, he didn't trade it in, which is the big thing about lease purchase. A lot of guys traded trucks in when they're making good miles. Don't do that, man. If you're making good money, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I could tell you all these types of things all day long, but the bottom line is you got to go out there and learn from somebody with 20-something years of experience or somebody at least who's been doing it for 2 or 3 years.